Welcome to Ifa College. Welcome to Yanifa Ewa TV. This is another episode of Ashe for today, where we look into the Odu that speaks to us for the new day. As you are joining, let me know where you are streaming from. Imboletin darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lénìí, ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ kú ojúmọ́, ojúmọ́ ire, ojúmọ́ ayọ̀, ojúmọ́ àlàáfíà, ojúmọ́ ìdùnnú, ojúmọ́ ìgbéga, ojúmọ́ ìlọsíwájú, ẹ káàárọ̀, grand rising. As you are joining in, let me know where you are streaming from. This is the YouTube channel of Yanifa Ewa TV. This is Ifa College TikTok page. We are streaming from Delta community. Ẹ ṣé o, ire gbogbo láàárọ̀ yìí o, ire gbogbo nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi. Grand rising from Florida. Ojúmọ́ ire o, ojúmọ́ ayọ̀. Mo ṣe ẹ̀làbọ̀rú, ẹ̀làbọ̀yè, ẹ̀làbọ̀ ṣíṣẹ́ o, gbogbo àtọ̀ ní o. Adúpẹ́, 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 ẹ ṣé. I'm your host of the Ashe for today, Yanifa Awobankefa. Tí gbogbo ènìyàn mọ̀ sí Yanifa Ewa. Those of you on YouTube, I need to know if the sound is clear. Let me know if the sound is clear. Thank you for joining. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Ifá á gbè wá, ìṣẹ̀ṣe á gbè wá, àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí wọ́n á gbè wá. Keep tapping on your screen, keep liking, keep sharing, and click the subscribe button. Very important, so that when we have another episode tomorrow, you will be reminded. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and let's get started. Ifá ọba ní ṣe, Elédùmarè ọba ní ṣe, àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn ọba ní ṣe. Ifá ọba ní ṣe, kí Elédùmarè ọba ní ṣe, àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn ọba ní ṣe. Today is day 6 on our Ashe for Today series. We started on the 1st of August and it has been awesome. Today is day 6. And today, Ifa is going to be speaking to us on another Odu. In the Yoruba calendar, today is ỌSÉ ԷGBÉ. Today is the ỌSÉ that is dedicated to Egbe. Remember that we thought Ifa took us to the direction of Egbe the other day when we were examining Odrifa ÒYÈKÚ Méjì that talked about Egbe. Can anybody remember that essay that talked about Egbe? Let me see if we're all following. You know, I told you that learning, remembering, and relearning is what is going to change the conditioning of your mind. That is how you are able to apply Ifa to your everyday life, because Ifa is a lifestyle. It's not just you come to class, you learn, you cram. No, it's a lifetime. Mo ṣe laboru, mo ṣe laboye, mo ṣe elabo ṣíṣe, ogbo ato fún gbogbo wa o. So we learned about Egbe a couple of days ago in the Odu that said, Adifa fún Egbe ayé, Abu fún tọ̀run, Ẹbọláwo ní kó mú ṣe, bọ̀rọ̀ kìíní ọ̀run gbà mí, táyé ń tẹ́ lọ, bọ̀rọ̀ kìíní ọ̀run o, bá má jẹ́ kí táyé ó tẹ́. That was the day we learned about Egbe. So today is ỌSÉ ԷGBÉ. Now, let me show you the things that represent Egbe here. Tilt that a bit. You see these pots, these different pots in the beautiful designs that they come. We have some other designs there. These are the Egbe pots. Those are the Egbe pots at that end, with the lovely designs that they all come with. Àwọn ìkòkò Egbe nìyẹn. So for those of you that have done Egbe, usually when we make it in Òṣogbo and in Ekiti, they use this type of pot. For people that I do their Egbe for, in Lagos, we have this type of pot. That is why we have them different. And then it also depends on the type of Egbe that the person has. So, èmi ni ỌSÉ ЭGBÉ, àṣemúsòmúsò Egbe, àṣẹ àkíìkà fẹ́gbẹ́, ẹgbẹ́ àkíìkà, ẹgbẹ́ àṣẹ ẹ̀gbẹ́, a ní kẹ́gbẹ́ ayé kẹ́gbẹ́ ọ̀run kán túbọ̀ máa dúró tì wá, kán máa tì wá lẹ́yìn láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Today is ọ̀sẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́. So you are going to step out today. Like I told you, remember what I told you when we talked about Egbe in Òyèkú Méjì, that you go out today and give gifts to little children, nursing mothers, widows, different categories of vulnerable people that you can give gifts to, particularly edible things. If you are in the diaspora, you can reach out to somebody in Nigeria to just step into a nursing home, an orphanage, or little children down the road and give them candies and sweets and ice creams and fruits, biscuits and what have you, okay? So that you are connecting with your Egbe. So today is Ose Egbe, but on the Gregorian calendar, the English calendar, today is Thursday, but it is Ose Egbe for all of us that are practicing Ifa and Isheshe. Keep tapping on your screen. Oh, where are all our followers? I know it's early in the morning, we'll get used to it. So today we are examining another Odu. But before we start, what do we usually do? Tell me what we do before we start opening the Odu, before Olodumare starts to speak to us in Ifa. What do we do? What do we do? Kí la máa ń kọ́kọ́ ṣe ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣí Odu? Kí la máa ń kọ́kọ́ ṣe? A máa ń ṣèbà, ẹ ṣé, ìbà yín ò ní hun yín o. Àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ wọ́n á gba ìbà yín, ẹ ṣé. We make ìbà, that is it. Okay. On YouTube, what do we do before we start? We make our Iba. Iba means we are paying homage to the powers that be, those that hold the heaven and the earth. We are paying homage to them, recognizing their authority and their presence. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ìbà báyìí. We start with Olódùmarè. Olódùmarè á ṣe ìbà. Ọba tẹ́rẹrẹ kárí ayé á ṣe ìbà. Á ṣe ìbà tí wáyé ọjọ́, á ṣe ìbà tí wọ̀ oòrùn. Àṣìbà Elédùmarè ọba tẹ́rẹrẹ kárí ayé, ọ̀kan lánàá ọ̀kan lónìí ọ̀kan títí ayérayé. Àṣẹ kábíyèsí Elédùmarè ọba tí ń fọba jẹ, òdúró sí ní lọ́jọ́ ìṣòro. Àṣìbà àṣẹ o. Àṣìbà Àjàgùnmàlè èyí tí ń jẹ́ olúwo òde ọ̀run. Àṣìbà Olúbíkin, àṣìbà Ọ̀sanyìnbíkin, àṣìbà gbogbo àwọn lọ́balọ́ba níjòyè níjòyè. Ẹ̀yin kábíyèsí aláṣẹ ìkejì òrìṣà. A ní kádé ó pẹ́ lórí o, a ní kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀, a ní kí ìrùkẹ̀rẹ̀ ó pẹ́ lọ́wọ́, káṣẹ pẹ́ lẹ́nu láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣebá gbogbo àwọn òrìṣà àti irúnmọlẹ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ káàárọ̀ oòjíire. A ní kí bà wá ó ṣẹ o. Alágbádá iná aláwọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ọrùn, kábíyèsí Ṣàngó, àkàtà yẹ́rìyẹ́rì tó ń yọná lẹ́nu, tó ń yọná lójú. Wọ́n níná ń bẹ lọ́rùn, èéfín ni bàbá mi fi sáyé fún wa. A ní kí bà wá ṣẹ o. Àṣebá Ṣàngó, kábíyèsí o, olúkòso àṣebà. Ẹgbẹ́ ayé ọ̀run, àṣe músòmúsò ẹgbẹ́, àṣe àkíìkà ẹgbẹ́, àṣe èèpà ẹgbẹ́, àníkẹ́gbẹ́ gbogbo ìbàtà amúwálé ní láṣẹ kí bà wá ṣẹ o. Àṣebà orí, àṣebà ẹlẹ́dàá, àṣebà àṣẹdá, àníkórí wa kó gba gbogbo ìbàtà amúwálé ní láṣẹ. Ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi òṣòròmọ̀nìyà, ẹ̀yin tó ń gbé ayé, ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ̀ Èdùmàrè gbélé ayé lé lọ́wọ́. Àṣebà yín o, kí bà wá ṣẹ. Ẹ̀yin ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tẹ́lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì jà, ẹ̀yin ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fún gba ọmọ ọlọ́mú, ẹ̀yin olókìkí òru, ẹ̀yin atẹ̀dọ̀jòròǹró, ẹ̀yin apanimáyọ̀dà. Àṣebà ìyá ayé, àṣebà yín o, a ní kí bà wá ṣẹ o. Àṣebà gbogbo orí kọ̀ọ̀kan tó péjọ síbí, gbogbo babaláwo, bàbá lórìṣà, ìyá nífà, ìyá lórìṣà, gbogbo àwọn àpẹtẹ̀bí, gbogbo àwọn ìyá àbíyè, gbogbo àwọn olúwo. Àṣebà yín, a ní kí bà wá ṣẹ o. Wọ́n ní ọmọdé tó bá júbà ló máa roko dalẹ̀. Èmi àti yín ti wọlé lẹ́ni àti júbà, ó di dandan ká roko dalẹ̀. Kí bà wá ṣẹ o. Wọ́n ní ìbà ò kì í hun ọmọ ènìyàn, ìbà tá a ti mú wálé ní kò ní hun wá. Àṣẹ. A tún ti wá bọ́ sínú odù míì fún èyí. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí Ifá ń sọ la fẹ́ gbọ́, ọ̀rọ̀ tí Elédùmarè ń sọ la fẹ́ gbọ́. A ní bá a ṣe wọnú odù, kí Ifá fún wa ní ìmọ̀, kó fún wa ní ọgbọ́n, kó fún wa ní òye láti kọ́, láti mọ̀, láti mú lò nílé ayé wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
àṣẹ.
Oore tó wà nínú Ifá ló máa jẹ́ tiwa o.
àṣẹ o.
Oore tó wà nínú odù ló máa jẹ́ tiwa o.
àṣẹ.
Àforíbalẹ̀ fún Fá. Ifá orí mi rèé o. Àforíbalẹ̀ fún Fá. Àṣẹ èèpà odù. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè kí bà wá ṣẹ o.
àṣẹ.
Àṣẹ. We just paid homage to the powers that be in the different categories that they belong to. And we have asked Ifa to grant us wisdom, knowledge, understanding in the teaching of today, so that everything we are learning today will be one that we can remember and appropriate to our everyday lives. Now, like I did yesterday, I will be drawing the sign, the code, and the symbol, the binary code of the Odu. And somebody in the comment section will tell me what it is. Now, there's something you need to know about Yoruba numbering system. We go from the left to the right. For those of you that are used to Arabic, you already know that. So we come from here to here. Ẹ wo ojú odù yìí o. Odù yìí ní méjì, 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 ọ̀kan, méjì, ọ̀kan, méjì. This odù says 2, 2, 2, 2 on the left, 1, 2, 1, 2 on the right side. Kí lorúkọ odù yìí o, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Ifá, ẹ̀yin ọmọ awo. Kí lorúkọ tá à ń pe odù tá a fi sórí ọpọ́n Ifá yìí? What is the name of this odù? Those of you that have been learning Ifá gradually, which odù is this? It has 2, 2, 2, 2 on this side, 1, 2, 1, 2 on the other side. At least, what is the 2, 2, 2, 2? I've taught you 2, 2, 2, 2. Which Odu is on this side? Even if you don't know the two of them, maybe you can get half mark. Which Odu is on this side? Ẹ̀yin ọmọ awo ẹ dáhùn, Odu wo leléyìí? 2, 2, 2, 2. Odu wo nìyẹn? This is Odu Òyèkú. Thank you very much, Mike. Odu Òyèkú leléyìí. Òyèkú is 2, 2, 2, 2. Thank you. Odu wo wá ní tó wà ní apá ọ̀tún yìí? 1, 2, 1, 2. Which Odu is this? 1, 2, 1, 2. Odu wo leléyìí? 1, 2, 1, 2 is Ọ̀sẹ́. Ọmọ awo ni Mr. Mike o. Ọ̀sẹ́ ni 1, 2. So àpapọ̀ Odu yìí ń sìn. Ẹ ti rí bá ṣe kọ́ báyìí. This is Òyèkú, Ọ̀sẹ́. This is one of the Odu. Now, the Odu we are going to examine today is the other side of this Odu. I taught you this so that you will be able to understand how we do our numbering system. Ẹ bá mi bẹ̀rẹ̀ díẹ̀ sí. So, the Odu we are learning today is this. Ẹ máa wò ó. 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. So the Odu, the one that I first showed you is Òyèkú Ọ̀sẹ́. That is a side of it for you to understand the arithmetic or the mathematics that is in Ifá. Now, when you are reading it from this side to this side, what will this Odu be? This is 1, 2, 1, 2, and 2, 2, 2, 2. Excuse me. Kí la máa pe Odu eléyìí? What is this Odu? What would this Odu be called? Kí la máa pe Odu eléyìí? Kí la máa pe Odu eléyìí o? Ọ̀sẹ́ Òyèkú. This is Ọ̀sẹ́ Òyèkú. So you see the first one I showed you, Òyèkú Ọ̀sẹ́, because Òyèkú was on this side. So something important to note is in Ifá is we read the signs from the left to the right. I see a lot of students making that mistake. They read this way. So this is Odu Ifá Ọ̀sẹ́ Òyèkú. Odu Ifá is not Òyèkú méjì o. Anytime you have méjì, what is on the left is what is on the right. Méjì means 2. It means double. So any Odu that the same thing on the left is on the right, that is when you have méjì. So if we have 1, 2, 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 1, 2 here, ìyẹn máa di ọ̀sẹ́ méjì. If we have 2, 2, 2, 2 here, 2, 2, 2, 2 here, ìyẹn máa di Òyèkú méjì. But as long as they are not the same, it is not a méjì. It is not an Oju Odu. Oju Odu are the ones that come in double. So this is ỌSÉ ÒYÈKÚ. Now, the Odu ỌSÉ ՕYÈKÚ, it says, it's talking about àwọn Yami. A lot of you have heard different things about àwọn Yami. They have bastardized them, they've called them witches, they are evil, they are... The moment people say Odu ỌSÉ àwọn Yami, they are scared. Some of you have even been doing your divination day in, day out, wanting dáfá fún yín, and it keeps coming out. Ẹ lọ ṣe ètùtù àwọn àgbàlagbà. Go and give ètùtù to àwọn Yami. And you are wondering, why are they after my life? What do they want? Haven't I given them enough? I don't even want them to show up in my divination at all. It's because of the misconception that he gave to you. So this Odu, he talks about Ègún. He says, Ègún lọfà ń gbó. Ègún lọfà ń gbó. Please repeat it as I'm saying it. Ègún lọfà ń gbó.
Ègún lọfà ń gbó.
Ọ̀pọ̀rọ̀ lọfà ń tọ̀dán.
Ọ̀pọ̀rọ̀ lọfà ń tọ̀dán.
Ọ̀pọ̀rọ̀ lọfà ń tọ̀dán.
Ọ̀pọ̀rọ̀ lọfà ń tọ̀dán.
Ọ̀rẹ̀ ló gbójú gbóyà tó gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálesálé.
Ọ̀rẹ̀ ló gbójú gbóyà tó gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálesálé.
Ọ̀rẹ̀ ló gbójú gbóyà tó gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálesálé.
Ọ̀rẹ̀ ló gbójú gbóyà gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálesálé.
Adífá fún Ìyàmí Òṣòròmọ̀nìgà.
Adífá fún Ìyàmí Òṣòròmọ̀nìgà.
Nígbà tó ń tìkọ̀lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá sítáyé.
Nígbà tó ń tìkọ̀lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá sítáyé.
Ẹbọ lawó ní kán mú ṣe.
Ẹbọ lawó ní kán mú ṣe.
Wọ́n gbẹ́bọ níbẹ̀, wọ́n rúbọ.
Wọ́n gbẹ́bọ níbẹ̀, wọ́n rúbọ.
Ẹbọ fín, ẹbọ dà.
Ẹbọ fín, ẹbọ dà.
Wọ́n bá yin awo.
Wọ́n bá yin awo.
Awo yin Ifá.
Awo yin Ifá.
Ifá Elédùmarè lọ́run.
Ifá yin Elédùmarè lọ́run.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa lóṣù.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa lóṣù.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ là wá lórí.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ là wá lórí.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ ní a máa ṣawo.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ ní a máa ṣawo.
Ìyàmí Òṣòròmọ̀nìgà mójúbà tèmi kí n tó ṣawo.
Ẹ̀yin Ìyàmí Òṣòròmọ̀nìgà mójúbà tèmi kí n tó ṣawo.
Now that is Odu Ifá ỌSÉ ÒYÈKÚ. Odu Ifá ỌSÉ ՕYÈKÚ. Now I will repeat it, I will recite it again without the repetition. Wọ́n ní Ègún lọfà ń gbó. Ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ lọfà ń tọ̀dán. Ọ̀rẹ̀ ló gbójú gbóyà ló gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálesálé. Adífá fún àwọn Ìyàmí Òṣòròmọ̀nìgà. Nígbà tó ń tìkọ̀lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá sítáyé. Ẹbọ lawó ní kán mú ṣe. Wọ́n gbẹ́bọ níbẹ̀, wọ́n rúbọ. Ẹbọ fín, ẹbọ dà. Wọ́n yin awo, awo yin Ifá. Ifá yin Elédùmarè lọ́run. Ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa lóṣù. Ẹ̀yin lẹ là wá lórí. Ẹ̀yin lẹ ní a máa ṣawo. Ìyàmí Òṣòròmọ̀nìgà, èmi júbà tèmi kí n tó ṣawo. Àbọ̀rú, àbọ̀yìn, àbọ̀ṣìṣẹ́. Let me translate that in English. He says, Ègún lọfà ń gbó. Ègún is a thorn. You know the thorn that you find on trees, like the thorn in the roses, right? Ègún is a thorn. Wọ́n ní Ègún ní ọfà ń gbó. Ọfà is the bow and the arrow. Now, this time we are talking about the arrow. You see how sharp an arrow is? The Ègún, the thorn, is like a smaller version of the arrow. So wọ́n ní Ègún lọfà ń gbó. When the thorn is when it's matured, what's the English word now? English lacks a lot of depth. When the thorn is matured, it is similar to the arrow. Ègún lọfà ń gbó. Ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ lọfà ń tọ̀dán. The bow is the one we are talking about there. We are talking about the bending of the bow. So we are speaking of this divination is speaking of the bow and the arrow. Then it speaks of a particular item called ọ̀rẹ̀ dòdò. Wọ́n ní òun ló gbójú tó gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálesálé. Is the one that is confident and strong enough that takes the arrow several times and consistently on his back. Now imagine what it means when somebody stakes several arrows consistently on their back. This divination was done for àwọn Ìyàmí Òṣòròǹgà. Àwọn Ìyàmí, they are the ones that English popularly calls witches. They are the owners of the night. We call them Ìyàmí Ẹlẹ́yẹ. Ẹlẹ́yẹ means the owners of the bird. They are associated with their birds. They are the ones that Elédùmarè gave this earth to. That is why we call them àwọn ayé. Yorùbá will say, Elédùmarè má jẹ́ ká ríjà ayé o, má jẹ́ ká tẹ ojú ayé mọ́lẹ̀ o. Àwọn tó ń jáyé nìyẹn, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká ráyé. Ayé is this earth, you know. Yes, we say when we are coming from ọ̀run to ayé. But then there are some individuals that are called ayé. They are the ones that own it. Olódùmarè gave this earth to them. It is their property. They rule and they control it. They are not under any Òrìṣà. They are not under any Babalawo. They are a class of their own. They are the ones that Christianity and religion twisted their narration to call them principalities and powers, the rulers of darkness of this world. Even your Bible recognizes them, but they termed them as negative. Àwọn olókìkí òru. Olókìkí òru is what they are called in English. Olókìkí òru means the famous one of the night, the rulers of the night. So even the Bible recognizes that there are powers, the rulers of darkness of this world. They are the ones that rule it. Even your Bible acknowledges them. Wọn ò rí nǹkan fi wọ́n ṣe ni. They said we should not be ignorant of them. I was a pastor for so many years in Christ Embassy, so trust me, when I tell you about the Bible, it comes from a place of deeply seated knowledge. They call them, they said, oh, be not ignorant, but they call them devices of the enemy. But whatever it is, don't be ignorant of them. They are there in a class of their own. You can't bind them, you can't cast them, you can't do anything with them. But they are not as bad as the world has made them look. Now, when Olódùmarè gave this world to them, this earth, this ayé to them, he made them rulers and judges. When you meet a judge, you cannot say, that judge is good. Thank you so much for the gift. I acknowledge it. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, thank you so much for the gift. When you meet a judge, you cannot say, that judge is bad, that judge is good. No, a fair and a just judge is neither good nor bad. The day that you have an issue and the judge discharges you and acquits you, he becomes a good judge. That judge was the one that handled the case of my sister's brother's-in-law. And the case, he dismissed the case and she didn't have to go to court. She didn't have to go to jail. That's when she's good. The day the judge gives a ruling that says sentence to 10 years imprisonment, everybody is shouting, that judge is bad. The judge is neither good nor bad. They just do what they are supposed to do every time to maintain balance. That is what àwọn Ìyàmí is. That is what they are. That is what they represent. On another episode of Àṣẹ for today, we will be looking into Odùifá Ọ̀sàméjì, which is the Odùifá that is the entire Odu is dedicated to àwọn Ìyàmí. But today, we are looking at Odùifá Òsé Òyèkú. Now, we started to talk about the fact, we started to talk about the Odu narrating the bow and the arrow, right? Now, the Odu was done for àwọn Ìyàmí. It says, Adífá fún àwọn Ìyàmí Òṣòròǹgà. Nígbà tí wọ́n ti ìkọ̀lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá sítáyé, when àwọn Ìyàmí was coming from ọ̀run to ayé, a divination was done for them. And in that divination, he says that they should make ẹbọ. Wọ́n gbẹ́bọ níbẹ̀, wọ́n rúbọ. They listened and they made ẹbọ. And everything turned out well. Ni wọ́n bá ń yin awo, awo ń yin Ifá, Ifá ń yin Elédùmarè lọ́run. They started to give thanks to their awo. I made a divination, I did my ẹbọ, and everything turned out well. Awo was thanking Ifá, Ifá was thanking Elédùmarè in ọ̀run. Then the instruction, it says, ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa lóṣù. Now let me explain to you what oṣù means. Ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa lóṣù means àwọn Yamis are the ones that gave the authority and the go ahead for us to be doing oṣù. What is oṣù? Anytime you want to be initiated into an òrìṣà, you want to be initiated into ẹgbẹ́, they say wọ́n dá oṣù òrìṣà. You know that thing they put at the center of the person's head? It looks like a little horn. After the head has been shaved and then it has been painted with the white efun, and then you have that thing that is stuck. You must have seen, if you have gone through your òrìṣà, you must have done it. If not, you would have seen it. That thing is called oṣù. Oṣù, òun nìyẹn. And then it says, ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa lóṣù. Àwọn Yami, they were the one that gave the order, the go ahead, the stamp that we should be making oṣù for every spiritual element that we want to get initiated to. The next line says, it says, ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa lóṣù, ẹ̀yin lẹ là wá lórí. Àwọn Yami, àwọn ló là wá lórí. They were the ones that brought, how would I put it, that opened our ori, that opened the way for our ori in this life. They are the ones. Without them, a lè dóṣù òrìṣà kankan. Without them, ori wa ò lè là in any way. Without them, you cannot be connected to any òrìṣà. Without them, your ori cannot be activated in any way. Ẹ̀yin lẹ ní ká máa ṣawo. They are the ones that gave us the go ahead to do awo. All this Ifa that we are learning, the awo that we are learning, you are joining one group or the other. You are learning something in awo. Àwọn Yami are the ones that gave the go ahead for that to happen. Then the last line says, Ìyàmí òṣòròǹgà, èmi ti júbà kí n tó ṣawo. Meaning that ẹ̀yin Ìyàmí, our mothers, I have come to give my Iba before I started awo, because I know that without you, none of these things can happen. That is Udrifa Ose Oyeku. Now, how do we appropriate that to our everyday life? We start by recognizing that this ayé you are living in, it is some people's property. Olódùmarè gave it to. Can I have that board? Bring that board. Olódùmarè gave it to them. Just drop it on my hand. You see how they gave me this bowl? This is our ayé. It looks, the color looks like the color of the blue. It's in their hand like this. They are the one he gave it to. They are just looking. And all of us are inside with our activity. They are just looking at us like this. Once in a while, they will open it and say, see these people. Especially these ones in America with this, their alleged president. They are just, you see these ones in Nigeria, see how they are doing. People that we gave Ifa and Awo to see, running kitty kitty, kata kata from one religion to another. They will close it again. They will laugh. You know how they laugh in the movies? It is us they are laughing at. They are laughing at our foolishness. They are laughing at our being gullible. So they have this earth in their hand like this. The ayé that we are living, they own it. Àwọn ló ní. They are like your landlord. They own the house you are living. You are just a tenant. You are just paying rent. When you stay in somebody's house, what do? You pay rent. It's not your father's property. That is why Yoruba says, Àràgbé nílé ayé. Àràgbé, òun nílé ayé. Àràgbé nílé ayé. When you say you buy something. To gbé means to live. Ilé ayé is the word. Meaning that this life that we are living, we buy it to be able to live in it because it's not our own. Olódùmarè gave it to some people. We buy it from them. Àwọn tó láyé, the owners of this ayé, the owners of this earth and this life, we buy it from them. So you see, every time they ask you to make an ètùtù an ẹbọ, àràgbé ni. Nobody even needs to tell you. How does somebody need to remind you, pay your rent, pay your dues in the house? Those of you that live in Africa, estate charges, pay your dues, pay the money that they use to clean your space. You do it regularly. Nobody complains. Nobody complains. And when you have not paid your rent and your dues, you see how your landlord harasses you. Àwọn Yami will harass you. They don't send you, they don't care about you, they will harass you. And then if you want to get to their good side, if you want to get to the good side of your landlord, you take care of his house. Do what you are supposed to do regularly. You know how some people have become chief tenants in the house? Those of you in Africa, back home in Nigeria and Ghana, you understand what I'm saying. You know how some people have become chief tenants in other people's house that people are looking at them like, but history has it that this man is not the son of the tenant, not the son of the landlord, but he has already gotten the good side of the landlord. Some people that are smarter than you today, that you too will become as smart as them, they are buying their way in this life through constant Yami. The rest of you are saying, I don't want them to show up in my divination. I don't have anything to do with them. The witches, I'm not associated with them. Let them be. It's okay. You are not associated with the landlord that owns the house that you are living. You are not associated with the person that owns the property you are trying to build your life on. Continue. And because they know the place that these women hold, these spiritual authorities hold, that was why they bastardized them the most. That was why they labeled them all sorts of things. During the colonial regime, they started by labeling them witches. Then they brought a verse into the Bible. See, I grew up in Deeper Life Church. When I got into uni, I joined Christ Embassy. I became a pastor. Those of you that listen to Christ Embassy pastor, you know that he has a pattern of digging out the original Greek text and translating it into English. You already know he has all those words. So by virtue of being an assistant pastor in Christ Embassy, I studied the original text version of Bible several times and translated it from people that speak that language originally. It was part of the things we were supposed to do as a pastor in that church. So you see that verse of the Bible that says, suffer not a little bit. Or sin in the original Bible. It is not there. I can put anything on it. Go and sit down and research the original version of what those scribe and scrolls that they put together. That verse that says, suffer not a little bit, it is not there. They put it in later. All of this thing was masterminded. Was in there. So they came here, labeled our mothers, Yami, labeled them as witches, so that they can ostracize them from the society, so that they can send them out far away. They were the ones defending people. Remember the earlier part of that Odu that says, Ọ̀rẹ́ ló gbójú gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálé sálé. Àwọn ló ń gba ọfà fún wa. They are the mothers that protect. The bow and the arrow we talk about, they are the ones that constantly take the arrows for us. They took them away, told them to run away from us, told us to run away from them. Where does that leave us? Totally and completely exposed and vulnerable to the bows and the arrow. Look at what life has become. People back in the day, everybody recognized the representative of those Iya in their family, in their neighborhood. They go to them, they buy something from them. Iya gbàdúrà fún mi, Iya pray for me, ẹ wúre fún mi. They know them. They don't come around begging you for something. You recognize them, you know them. We still have them in neighborhoods where my shrine is. Before we do anything, we go to them. Iya Egba, take. You see this thing we want to do tomorrow, let it be successful. You see this party we want to do tomorrow, we are begging you, allow it to happen. They will say, there's nothing, no, we know, Mama, just take. We know you. You know us. We know ourselves. Let's not say too much. Some people still recognize them in their environment. And they take care of them. They buy this aye from them. They buy success from them. I've had a client who told me, where were they when something was happening to ask the judge that where was the judge when they were beating your brother? I don't know what's the business of the judge there. When the matter comes to the table of the judge will do what they are supposed to do. If you need them to defend you, you are the one that will go and ask for their help. Nobody stays on the streets homeless and say, where was the landlord? Where was the landlord when they were throwing him on the street? The landlord doesn't care whether you're on the The day you realize that you're on the street and your sense can tell you that there is house somewhere, you will go and use money to rent a property. And that is how you become ọmọ ayé tó ò kì í ṣẹran ayé mọ́. You become the child of àwọn ìyàmí, and then you are no longer the one that they can attack and they can treat in a certain kind of way. 1 minute you are just a homeless person on the street. The moment you pay rent, you become a tenant that your landlord is responsible for their security. The moment you pay your monthly estate dues, you become a bona fide member of the estate that the security will protect. Nobody can go into your house anyhow. But the day your rent is due and they throw you out, the same security that saw you 3 days ago, yes ma, nobody should move near her. They might not even greet you. Another person has moved in. That's the person they know. Unfortunately, that is how Aye works. So you constantly have to let your name be mentioned to them. They bring ebo, they say, take for instance, your name is Shegun and your mother's name is Mary. Ṣẹ́gun ọmọ Mary, òun ló gbé ètùtù wá fẹ̀yìn Yami o, ó ní kẹ́ gbà kẹ́ jẹ́ o, ó gbẹ́dọ̀ wá, ó gbé ìfun wá, ó gbépo wá, ó gbàtà wá, ó gbéyọ̀ wá. They have mentioned your name today. The following week again, they come to say, Ṣẹ́gun ọmọ Mary, òun ló tún ní ká gbé tùtù àwọn àgbàlagbà wá, ló ní ká gbé tùtù àwọn Yami wá. Constantly like that, your name is being mentioned to them. Once every week, you become a part of them. At a particular time, they will ask you, what does that child want? Let's know what they want. Let's know what that child wants and give it to that child. Thank you for the gift. So what is this Odu teaching us today? The Odu is letting us recognize the owners of this world that we live in. Some of you are living here, you don't know who is who. You don't know what you just think because you are born right of a person, I have the right to live, right to good education, right from who? That right that you have to live, is it the government that gave you the right to live? If somebody comes and shoots at you today, attacks you today, and that life ends, who is responsible? Nobody. The person that said you have the right, they did not do anything in that moment to defend you. So what right exactly are they giving you? The people that can give you the right are the ones that own it. And the moment you are buying it from them, they are under an obligation to protect you. We call them Abiyamo Oloja Gboro. They are the mothers, they are wrapper, that's wrapper that we used to tie our babies at our back to carry them and to hold it in place. Their own is so long that they can carry millions of children at the same time and they will not fall. That is who they are. And they are there to protect and to serve as judges and protectors, security and rulers of this earth. The misconception that they gave you about them as they are the spiritual wickedness in wanting. There's no wickedness. The wickedness is from the person that told you to turn your back against them and stole the knowledge of them away from you. So this Odu is telling us that we have come back to the place of knowledge. The days of stupidity has gone. The days of being dumb has gone. We have come to the place of knowledge. Now today, I recognize àwọn Yami as the owners of this earth. Type it in comment section if it is not too long for the comment. I recognize àwọn Yami as the owners of this earth. Also drop the WhatsApp number so somebody else. I recognize àwọn Yami as the owners of this earth. I recognize them as the mothers of this earth. I recognize them as my mother. Olodumare gave this earth to them for them to rule. We have established that recognition. Now we are moving to tell ourselves, now that I have sense, I understand that I have to give ètùtù to àwọn Yami regularly. Torí pé àràgbé nílé ayé. So this is your confession to me and to you by yourself for yourself. I will give ètùtù to àwọn Yami regularly. Type it in comment section. Say it to yourself. I will give ètùtù to àwọn Yami regularly. And why will you do that? because they are the ones that own the earth. Ara ilé ayé gbé lọ́wọ́ wọn ni. I'm using my ètùtù and ẹbọ to buy my own part of the success of this earth so that I can freely live it. They are the ones that allow you. Yoruba says something. Wọ́n ní ẹ jẹ́ ká pé ilé kan ní bọ̀dá pé kó jẹ́ ká rọ́nà lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé tùtù fáwọn ìyá mi kó jẹ́ ká rọ́nà lọ. Even your Bible says, give to Caesar what is Caesar. They were using style to tell you that just in case you have sense, do it. But if you don't have sense, don't do it. You are carrying tithe and money to go and give to one person, and you are defending it recklessly. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care what they do with my money. It's the work of God. You are not giving it to God. I told you that yesterday. If the pastor needs money to buy AC, let him say, we need money to buy AC. How can I give you a tutu? Please drop the WhatsApp number in the comment section. Okay, let's do this. For those of you on YouTube, you need instructions on how to give your if you check the description of that video, all the links are there. The WhatsApp number is in the description of the video. That's for those of you that are watching from YouTube. The IFA community, we have a global IFA community. The link is also in the description. Every information you need is in the description of that video. So just check the description of that video. Those on YouTube, you'll find it. Those of you on TikTok, it has been pinned. So it says, you should give, they told you to give to Caesar what is Caesar. They told you, they use tithe to tell you. But instead, you carry tithe and offering and give. I don't have a problem with giving tithe and offering. I don't have a problem. Your church needs money to function. Normal. Every institution in life needs money to function. But the part where you get to lie to yourself that you are giving it to God, that's the part that does not make sense. God does not need your money. There is nothing he wants to buy. So go straight and say, I'm giving money so that cleaners can clean church, so that they can buy fuel. It's okay. We are there. But you see the one you are giving for your own life. Aboro aboye. The one you are giving so that ole really ayegbe, so that the mothers of this earth can defend you, so that they can carry you as their own child, so that àwọn Yami can look out for you. It is a tutu that you give to them. They eat, they feed on it. This is their own, that's what they want. This one is not a babalawo that is taking it from you to go and use it to buy fuel so that there will be fuel in the shrine. This is a tutu that àwọn Yami specifically asked for. That is how you connect to them. So the old refer for today, for those of you that are just joining us, by 7 more people, they would have come back from their God does not exist. They will soon come back from God does not exist. They will join us now. Don't let me go to that. It's Odrifa ޮSÉ ÒYÈKÚ is what we are teaching today. Somebody said, what is a tutu? A tutu, for lack of better words in English, a tutu is appeasement. A tutu is how you feed spirits. That is what is called in Yoruba. English does not have enough depth, but that is the term we use for when we want to feed spirits, how we feed them. So I taught you 2 days ago that every category of spirits and human beings need to be fed. They are living things, they feed. It's called appeasement. But what does that appeasement do? You are feeding them pretty much. So feeding is something you do regularly. It's not a one-off thing. So, but when people come to Ifa, they think that everything about Ifa is just fixing a solution. So the moment I've done it, I've done it. I don't need to come back and do it again. You are living what I call hit and run life. Hit and run life. Sacrifice is ebo. You see, we cannot exactly find English words. So English people choose to explain ebo as sacrifice. They choose to explain etutu as appeasement. Both of them involve sacrificing, appeasing, and feeding. Both of them. Ebo is given to orishas. Is orisha you give ebo to. Ebo is synonymous with orishas. Etutu is synonymous with other spiritual beings that are not orishas. That's just it. So both of them involves appeasement, sacrifice, and feeding. Now, so those of you that come to Ifa and the only time you want to do it to an ebo is when you have a problem. You are living what I call hit and run life. Please check if there's any question on this. You are living what I call hit and run life. You just go. Let me give you an example. Fish example. You go, you are like this thing. You go, you're going. Bam. Once you hit something, bam, you stop. There's a roadblock. You run to your babalawo fixes it. Then you are going straight again. The moment you hit another thing, bam, you go again and ask for help. What kind of life is that? With your age and level of education and exposure in life, you still want to be doing hit and run. You hit, you run and go and look for solution, come back, hit another problem. No, there is a better quality of life. And that quality of life is you are protected constantly as you go on in life. You are protected constantly. You are given warnings ahead. When something is about to happen, you have been feeding Yami regularly, they will show up for you. Let me explain this very important part. You see, when people want to report people spiritually, you think somebody has offended you, please check the comments. On TikTok to check it. When people want to report people in this life that I want to lie here, I will report you to witches in quotes. These are the category of women that they report them. They legit report. Now, when you are being reported for one reason or the other, some of you, especially men, let me warn you, you are sleeping with different girls around. You don't know the one that is Omo Agba. You don't know the one that is a child, a young lady in physical body, but in her spirit, she's an Agbalagba, she's an elderly woman. She's one of these women, representative of these women we are talking about. Then you promise her, oh, I will give you the world and take everybody in it away. I will give you my salary before I remember my mother. I will buy you iPhone 13 before Apple will even bring it out. I'll be iPhone 25 before Apple releases it. Will be first. You promise heaven and earth because you want something, and then you do it, and in your mind, that girl was so gullible. Then she goes home and cries to her mother. You don't know who her mother is. Her mother goes to their meeting. She lands in the meeting and says, please teach this boy a lesson. Then you are now saying, every time I do a tutu, every time I do a far consultation, they say Yami is the one that comes up. What else do they want? Do they want my head? I keep giving them a tutu. Uncle, that a tutu is long. Before you will reach where they will say, okay, let's pity this boy. He's long. They are like judges. They are like judges. You can beg from, oh my Lord, I feel guilty. Oh my, they will do what they will do. They can say, even if it's 2 years. Even if it's 2 years, let him go and stay in that prison without option of fine, so that he can learn and have sense. Some of you, that's what you are going through. And until that time is complete, or there is somebody that is able to speak on your behalf for a year, you will complete that circle. It will continue to come up until it's complete, is what you have done. Meanwhile, there are some of you, when they report you, they come to the meeting, for instance, on TikTok. Is there anything? Olodumare is what's the difference between Olorun and Olodumare? Olodumare is the divine and supreme being, the only one of them in their ranking. I use the word them, and I'm using the pronoun them because nobody knows a he or a she gender to Olodumare. I doubt if there's a gender to the divine and supreme being, because every gender and every spirit proceeds out of that entity. So I use the word they and them. They exist in their own class. There is nothing there. Okay, Ọlọ́run is another category of, for lack of better words in English, deity and spirit. Is Olu Ọ̀run. Olu is the king. Ọ̀run is another dimension in existence. So the king of that Ọ̀run, of that dimension, is Ọlọ́run. That is the best way English can describe it to you. So, like I was saying, some of you, they will report you when they get to the meeting. Sure, 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 sure. They are flying at night. That's what they said. I don't know. They get there and then they bring the name. Ah, his name is Musibao Omo Salawa. This is what he did. Then somebody now says, ah, this boy, and he's always giving us a tutuanebo. He's always doing it, and people are like, ah, because he's giving us a tutuanebo does not mean that he should just be living recklessly. They say, okay, he's our own. Let's warn him. You know how you pull your ear in Africa like this and can't you hear what I'm saying? That's a slight way of saying the next time you do it, you slap across your face, you see moon and stars and the entire galaxy, the Milky Way in 1 second. But when they do you like this, it's just a warning. So Yami will come and give you one small warning. You will experience something. But because you are somebody that gives Ebo and Etutu regularly, meaning that you are associated with a Babalawo and Yanifa that is working you on that part, when you explain that thing, when you experience that thing, you ask, ah, Baba, I experienced something. Maybe it was in my dream, or maybe it was, and then they do a divination and say, ah, oh, Yami, they are warning you. There's something that you have done. You need a yonu. A yonu means the combination of favor, grace, and mercy in one, for lack of better words in English. But literally, to yonu senior means that your heart melts for the person. You know how you see a cute baby and you're like, just take home my money. You see them make their puppy eyes, or you see a cute dog and you're like, oh my God, just take the world from me. That kind of heart melting. That is what a yonu is called. So at that time, your Babalawo Iyanifa will direct you to go and get a yonu and one Yami. That there's something happening. You give the etutu, they give you their spiritual products called a yonu, you use it. They go back to their meeting and say, I think this one has learned a lesson. Then if I will warn you, if you are somebody that is doing XYZ, whatever it is that got you into that situation, if I will warn you not to go into it again. But you did not know what happened behind the scenes. That is how Yami, that's how they work to protect you. And that is how you are able to buy yourself into their good side. How often do you do it? As often as you deem fit. There is no hard and fast rule to it. I, for instance, I do my own every week, sometimes 3 times a week. Some of my clients that are my VIP clients that I work with, following up with their life, I make sure that they do it once a week or once every 2 weeks. It is a budget you have to. It's like your bills. Some of you pay your salary is split into two. So you pay some bills here, some bills here. Some of your bills come in monthly, some bills come in weekly, some bills come in on the go. It's just as you go once you've exhausted. So you are the one that will sit down with yourself and look at your life and the quality of life. Some of you know that you are coming from a quality of life where you are surrounded constantly by envious and jealous people. You don't understand it. Everywhere you go to, somebody just wants to have your head. You know that the tons of antagonists and oppositions that you have is huge. Don't do it to a neighbor once in a month. Don't do it once in a month. Those of it's like somebody that lives in China or that lives in Dubai. I've lived in Dubai for a couple of years. So I know how security is in that country. And I've read a lot about China lately. I know how security is now. Imagine someone that lives in those two countries. They don't spend so much on, I want to build a fence that is higher than my head. I want to put security camera, electric barbed wire, security guard, CCTV camera. You don't do all of that. But when you are coming to live in the country where I live, you will build fence, you will put barbed wire, you will have security drone, you will have CCTV camera, then you will still have security guard at the gate. Then you will still stay in a gated estate because you know the environment you are in. So what I will spend is as security as somebody in Nigeria living in Nigeria who is not a government official is different from the way you will take care of security if you live in Dubai or in China. Does it make sense? So there is no fixed rule. You know the quality of your life. If they ask you to sit down and look at your life, you can give an appraisal of, if I'm supposed to advise somebody that is living this life I'm living, I will tell the person, do your ethics and ebo every week. But for some of you, you are coming from lineage of people that have taken these things seriously. In fact, some of you, if you don't do it in a whole year, the ones that your mother is doing, that your wife is doing, is protecting you. You are just doing dividends of democracy. You are the one that is just doing free. You are living off their spiritual protection. Some people are that lucky. Some people, the extent that their mothers and grandmothers went for another 20 years, anything they throw at them will bounce back. For another 20 years, àwọn Yami, they are looking at them like, this one is our own. You know, when you have rich people, they have their group of, their class and their group. There are things that your father has done among the circle of rich and prominent, famous, and people of authority, to the point that you don't have to know them. The moment you step there and you mention your father's name, you're like, oh, everybody treats you as if they know you. They don't know you, you have not seen them, but you are living on what your parents have done. Spiritually, some people are riding on that, and you're looking at it like, I know one girl in my class, I know a neighbor, I know one of my friends. She doesn't do all of these things. And anytime anything negative is coming, it just goes back. Okay, she's your friend, but she's not you. The money that our own mother is setting aside to go from one babalawo to Yanifa to Afa to prophet to this to that, to just make sure that this Ayese, they are supporting her children. You don't have people that did it for you. Me, I did not have. My mother attended Deeper Life from the day that I knew her to the day that she passed. I don't have. My grandparents were in Anglican church. Great grandparents were in Methodist church. I don't have. So I'm doing for myself and setting the stage for my own children and grandchildren and generations to come. So that when they are doing divination, then they will say, you had one great grandmother, Yami Faiwa. She has paid the price for you. She has gone the way for you. This is real life. So there is no hard and fast rule to it. You are the one that will decide by yourself, based on the quality of my life, this is what it is. Please check the comment. Based on the quality of my life, this is what it is. Can you do it? Yeah, you can do it, Muliagba. Just send a message via WhatsApp. Okay, just send a message via WhatsApp. We'll go into details what is for you and what works for you at the point you are. So, Audrey Fa, what's our Odu for today? Type it in the comment section. What is our Odu for today? Ọ̀rọ̀ wo ni Odu wo ló bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn? This is it. So I'm giving you. This is it. One old woman I don't know. To tell you what. Just to come and greet you. I hope you entertained her. I hope you gave her food. I hope you greeted her well. Tomorrow we will talk about the Odu Osameji, and I will tell you what it is when these women come to visit you and how it works. And those of you that they've come to visit and you say, get out of here. Why do you look so dirty? Let me laugh with AI. Tomorrow we will meet on that topic. This is Odu Ose Oyeku. Ose Oyeku says, Egun lo fangbo. Ẹ̀gún ló fà ń gbó, ọ̀pọ̀rọ̀ ló fà ń tọ̀dán, ọ̀rẹ́ ló gbójú gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálesále. Adífá fún àwọn Ìyàmí òṣòro wọn nígbà. Nígbà tó ń tìkọ́lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá sítáyé, ẹbọ láwo ní kó mú ṣe. Wọ́n gbẹ́bọ níbẹ̀, wọ́n rúbọ, ẹbọ wọn fín, ẹbọ wọn dà, wọ́n yin awo, awo yin Ifá. Ifá yin Elédùmarè lọ́run, ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa lóṣù, ẹ̀yin lẹ là wá lórí, ẹ̀yin lẹ ní a máa ṣawo. Ìyàmí òṣòròǹgà èmi ti júbà kí n tó ṣawo. Ìyàmí òṣòròǹgà èmi ti júbà kí n tó ṣawo. That is the Odu Ose Oyeku. Summary of that Odo in English says, àwọn Yami Oshorunda went to do a divination while they were coming from Orunaye. They asked them to do a tutu and ebo. They did it. Their ebo was accepted. They were rejoicing to their awo. The awo was thanking Ifa. Ifa was thanking Eledumare. Then they told us that we are the ones that have instructed you to do Oshu. We are the ones that is allowing you to serve Orisha. We are the ones that is allowing you to honor your orishas and be initiated into Orisha. We are the one that is allowing your Ori to work. We are the one that is allowing you to join Ifa for Ifa to work for you. Who are we? Àwọn Yami Oshorunda. So you, all of us are coming to say, ẹ̀yin Yami, we have given you ìbà o before we did our own awo. Àwa ti júbà ká tó ṣawo, which is why while I make ìbà, you see how many seconds, extra seconds I spend giving ìbà to àwọn Yami. I will recite ìbà àwọn Yami in this segment so that when you are watching the replay or if you want to download the video, you can just cut out that segment and continue to learn. Ìbà ẹ̀yin Yami, ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, alágogo idẹ, alágogo idẹ. Agogo is a bell. Alágogo idẹ. I have their agogo because I have been initiated into Yami. That's a story for another day. Somebody will be asking, how do we get initiated into Yami? How do we get initiated into Yami? Just send a message via WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number will be posted. If you're on TikTok, if you're on YouTube, comment section will give you. So this is an ago. Look at it. It's an ago. Agogo ideni is a bell made of brass. How does that sound? Wọ́n ní ẹ̀yin Yami, ẹ̀yin alágogo idẹ, the owners of the brass bell. That's who they are. Let me pin this. So Ashe Iba. I'll make the Iba now without stopping so that you can get out this one. Ìbà ẹ̀yin Yami, ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, alágogo idẹ, ẹ̀yin arógbá aṣọ má balẹ̀, ẹ̀yin ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fún gba ọmọ lọ́mú, ẹ̀yin ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tí ń bẹ́lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì jà, àṣìbà. Àṣìbà ẹ̀yin Yami Òṣòròmọ̀nìjà, ẹ̀yin olókìkí òru, ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ́dùmarè gbélé ayé lé lọ́wọ́, ẹ̀yin atẹ̀dọ̀jòròǹró, ẹ̀yin apanimáyọ̀dà, ẹ̀yin Yami ọlọ́jà gbọ̀ọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀ọ̀rọ̀ tí ò jẹ́ kọ́mọ ó jábọ́, àṣìbà o. Let me make it short so that you can learn it. Ẹ̀yin Yami ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, ẹ̀yin alágogo idẹ, ẹ̀yin olókìkí òru, ẹ̀yin arógbá aṣọ má balẹ̀, ẹ̀yin ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fún gba ọmọ lọ́mú, ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tí ń bẹ́lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì jà, ẹ̀yin apanimáyọ̀dà, ẹ̀yin atẹ̀dọ̀jòròǹró, ẹ̀yin Yami Òṣòròmọ̀nìjà, ẹ̀yin Yami ẹlẹ́yẹ, àṣìbà o, a ní kí bà wá ṣe. Let me translate to you so that you understand. It's very interesting. He says, ẹ̀yin Yami alágogo idẹ, they are the ones that own the brass bell. The bell that is made of brass. Ẹ̀yin Yami olókìkí òru, the famous people of the night, the rulers of the night, the owners of the night. Ẹ̀yin Yami ẹlẹ́yẹ, the owners of the bird, àṣìbà. Ẹ̀yin Yami ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́. I don't know what ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́ means in English. Sorry, it's just ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, take it like that. Ẹ̀yin Yami ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tí ń bẹ́lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì jà. Our mothers, àwọn Yami that stands on one leg and they will fight 2,000 people that are standing on two legs, on just one leg. They will fight anybody. Ẹ̀yin ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fún gba ọmọ lọ́mú, the ones that we use just one side of their breast to breastfeed 200 children at the same time. These are not metaphors. These are not metaphors. Ẹ̀yin apanimáyọ̀dà, the ones that can kill and end the life of someone without removing a soul. Wọ́n ní tí àjẹ́ tó bá ṣe nǹkan tó máa ṣe, lè bẹ́jẹ̀ lẹ́nu ẹ̀. When àwọn Yami decides to eat somebody's flesh and drink somebody's blood, you will not find evidence. No evidence. No evidence, no case. Nothing. You cannot hold them to nothing. You will explain tire, no evidence. So you will wọ́n bẹ́jẹ̀ lẹ́nu wọn rárá. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ̀dùmarè gbélé ayé lé lọ́wọ́, the ones that Olódùmarè gave this earth to. Ẹ̀yin lẹ ní ká máa ṣáwó. Ẹ̀yin lẹ ní ká máa dóṣù. Ẹ̀yin lẹ là wá lórí. You are the ones that gave us permission to do awo, to do òrìṣà, to do our orí. We make ìbà to you. You see who they are? You see what they represent? They are not witches, they are not evil. They are our mothers, they love us. They are part of our life. And we are supposed to give ìbà to them. Yeah. I told you, I said, once 7 o'clock has passed, people from the God doesn't exist will be coming now. They are here now. So welcome for those of you that are coming from your morning crowd. We see you. You can see the number. You are welcome here. Ṣé gbàdúrà fún wa bí tẹ́ ti ń bọ̀. Lédè wá gbàdúrà gbogbo wa. Welcome home to Ifá. This is where you belong. And today we have taught on Odrifa Ose Oyeku. Odrifa Ose Oyeku. Ose on the left, Oyeku on the right. This Odri is talking to us about Yami. Àwọn Yami Oshorunga, the ones that they have labeled witches. We have learned today that they are the most vital spiritual authority and spiritual institution in this life. We have learned today that even the Bible, where you are coming from, the Bible recognizes them. He calls them, he says, there's a part of the Bible that says, for we never wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritualities and powers, against principalities and powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world. Àwọn olókìkí òru. In Yoruba, we call àwọn Yami olókìkí òru. The Bible calls them the rulers of darkness of this world. Olókìkí òru means the rulers of the night. The night is the dark time. So the rulers of night. You see that even your Bible recognizes àwọn Yami as an authority on their own. But they say they are wrestling against them. I don't know why they are fighting. Kí ló fàjà? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? What did they do? Why are they fighting àwọn Yami? Why have they considered them as enemies? Yami did not offend you, but because they understand, the people that brought religion understands the position of these women. That is why they label them negative. Now, who are one Yami? They are the ones that Olódùmarè gave this earth to. They are the rulers of this earth. Àwọn ló ń jẹ ayé, àwọn ló ní ayé, they are the judges. So just like a judge, you cannot say, oh, this judge is good, this judge is bad. The day the judge makes a ruling in favor of your family member, Judge Adeshola is very good. The day she makes a ruling that is against somebody you love, that judge is wicked. We even begged and begged, she did not listen. They are just doing their job, fair and just. That is who àwọn Yami represents. They are the owners of this earth. Àwọn ni Elédùmarè gbélé ayé lé lọ́wọ́. Thank you, Mr. Mike, for that gift. Olódùmarè gave this earth to them the way they gave me this bowl. They own the earth. So the ones that, those of us that live in this earth, we are living in the earth that Olódùmarè gave them. It's like when you are living in a house that was given to the boy by his father. He's not the one that built the house. His father gave it to him. You live there as a tenant. We are all tenants in this life, in this ayé that was given to Olódùmarè. So just as you pay rent to your landlord who owns the house, even though he's not the one that built it, because some of you will be saying, no, it's God that built, that owns the heaven and the earth. Yes, Olódùmarè owns the heaven and the earth. He made it and everything in it. He gave it to them. Your landlord's father is the one that owns the earth. He willed it to his son. You cannot look at the son and say, who are you? I know the history of this house. Where were you when they built this house? I've been a tenant in this house for the past, it's not me. You have been a tenant in this house for the past 62 years. It does not matter if they willed it to a 10-year-old. He owns the property. You have to pay rent to him. You have to pay your dues. You have to go by the rules and regulations that is governing his house. He owns it. The same thing as àwọn Yami. They own this ayé. Olódùmarè gave it to them. So you pay rent to them. That's why Yoruba says àràgbé nílé ayé, àràgbé, àràlé ayé gbé ni. What is ra? Àràgbé means to buy something to be able to live there, to pay for something to be able to live there, like tenancy. So we pay for this earth. Àràká lè gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. If you do not pay the dues you are supposed to pay, it will be difficult for you. You know how you are owing your landlord and they are just stressing you. Before you go out, you have to check the window. Is the car there? Is his wife upstairs? Is jollof rice smelling from their kitchen? Is music coming from their room? Is there, all those things just to be able to run out before the landlord comes. Or when you go and find rent and pay so that you can walk in and out of the house with confidence. So that you can go to your landlord's house and knock and say, what was happening there? I can smell ẹ̀fọ́ rírò and ẹ̀gúsí Ìjẹ̀bú, and they can give you some out of it. According to ChatGPT, Ọ̀pàkẹ́ Àlàkẹ́ means, wait, somebody has gone to ChatGPT to find Ọ̀pàkẹ́ Àlàkẹ́ for us. Ọ̀pàkẹ́ Àlàkẹ́ means modesty and yet radiate hidden grace and power. That's a very good word in English. Thank you. So today, the teacher has been taught Ọ̀pàkẹ́ Àlàkẹ́ is modesty but radiates power and okay. Ẹ ṣé. That means you just joined us. You just came from God does not exist. Okay, welcome here. I gave scenarios. I will repeat it. There are, you see, our mothers, when we say àwọn Yami, they are not just one group of women that have label on their head called witches. They are represented in a little proportion in almost every woman. They are there protecting the ones that are their own. They are the only set of spirits that does not have ambiguity in gender. They are female, no male. Sometimes our orishas have dual energy. Olokun, for example, is androgynous. Sometimes male, sometimes female. Olodumare now, we cannot say Olodumare is either male or female. So we use the gender they and them. But àwọn Yami, they are female. There is no bias, no confusion, no mixing. They are female. So they are represented a teeny tiny bit in every female. And in some females, they are represented in very high energy. The fact that we call them Iya, meaning that they are old women, does not mean they are old. Sometimes you see a young girl, she's Omo Agba, she's Omo Yami, she has their spirit, she's a representative of them on this earth. So if you are in the habit of going around and causing women pain and heartbreak, my brother, think twice. Because like I explained earlier, this is how it works. You make her cry. She herself might not even know that she's a representative of Amoye and she carries that energy. Which is why in Yoruba culture, we give women this level of respect that Western world they could not phantom it. Their what is it called? Their patriarchy way of life could not phantom the fact that women will be given this level of glory because their religion focuses more on men. When a Yoruba man sees a woman, irrespective of her age, mo kí yín o, ẹ̀yin àwọn ìyá, who is that one? Please, let me block it. If you need serious relationship, go to Tinder. And what's the name of that? Oh yeah, that we are. So sorry about that. So when you are dealing with women, you need to understand that. You need to understand the level that women are coming from. If you break the heart of a woman and she goes into her room and she's crying, you are the one that is causing her that pain. You don't know who she is. Now, I'm not saying this has to do with I'm not saying this has to do with every woman. Excuse me. But because you don't know who is who, imagine she has the energy of Awon Yami and she cries those tears. At night, Egbe members, her community of Iyam members, they are flying at night. Remember, they are the owners of the bed. Yeah, they fly at night. You see all those ones, it's true story. It's true life. They go to their meeting, they get there and they ring their bell. And we look, go there. In the meeting for today, we can see our daughter, Anike, Chioma, Mary, Esther, Hawa, she's crying. Can you imagine what happened? Is that boy Otunde is always the Tunde in Yoruba class. Yoruba demons, they start with Tunde. Their class captain is always Tunde. Even me, one or two Tunde have shown me 2 by 2. So is the Tunde, they say, is that Tunde? Oh yeah, let's decide what we are going to do on the matter of the Tunde. For every tear that Hawa and Ike Chioma has cried in the hands of Tunde, let's do this to Tunde. And then they put a stamp on it, bam. Tunde now starts to experience certain things. In the mind of Tunde, he said, it's one of those things in life, we go through a lot of things and these things come. Life is, it could be up today, it could be down tomorrow. He's speaking English, he's speaking Fone, small by small, little by little, poco a poco. He's losing one business, he's losing one contract. The money he's making, it's not as if he's not making money, but the day that $10,000 contract hits, that's the day they will call him that his grandmother's teeth has removed and they need to fix it. And Tunde is the breadwinner. As he's there, his grandmother has swallowed bone, and they need a surgery to remove it. They will carry all the money there and go. As far as it's concerned, it's just the normal cycle of life. Uncle Tunde is not the normal cycle. And what Yami are fighting you little by little. Now, as funny as that sounds, that's real life. That is real life. But these women are not all negative. They are. In the Odu, let me recite the Odu. The Odu Ifa that we learned today is called Ose Oyeku. In that Odu, it says, Egun lo fa ń gbó, ọ̀pọ̀rọ̀ lo fa ń tàndán, ọ̀rọ̀ òun ló ń gbójú tó gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálesálé. Egun lo fa ń gbó means that thorn, thorn that comes with the plant roses, that rose tree, the thorns that is on it, thorn. Thorn is when thorn is matured, it becomes an arrow. Bow and arrow. You know that the thorn and the arrow is similar. He says, ọ̀pọ̀rọ̀ ló fa ń tàndán. He's talking about the bow. He says, ọ̀rọ̀ òun ló gbójú tó gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálesálé. Ọ̀rẹ́. Sorry, I'm mixing 2 words up. Ọ̀rẹ́ òun ló gbọfà tó gbójú tó gbọfà sẹ́yìn gangan sálesálé. Meaning that ọ̀rẹ́ is the one that is confident and strong enough to receive the bows of this earth, the arrows of this life, constantly without moving. Who are those set of people? They are Yami. They are the ones that can receive the attacks of this life for us constantly without moving. Because they are what? They are our mothers. Àwọn ni abiyamọ tòótọ́. They are the real mothers. They are the definition of true motherhood. Abiyamọ tòótọ́ ni wọ́n. Abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ tí ò jẹ́ kọ́mọ ó jábọ́ lẹ́yìn. You see that thing that they taught you in church and they say, God is abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀. Before they brought God to us, this was the oriki of àwọn Yami. They stole it from Ifa. Just take it like that, because there is nothing in the English Bible that is called abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀. Abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ is one that has ọjà that is, which verse of the Bible is it? Is not there. It came from Ifa. So abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ tó ń kì fún yín ní church yẹn, àwọn Yami ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́ àwọn Yami òṣòròǹgà ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. So abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ that they tell you in church that God is, that Jesus is, the Holy Spirit is abiyamọ ọlọ́jà, is a lie. There is no such thing like that in the Bible. It existed in Yoruba, Ifa and Yoruba culture and tradition before they brought that. Àwọn Yami ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. So if you resonate with abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀, congratulations, you are identifying àwọn Yami òṣòròmọ̀nìgà in your life, and they are good. They defend us. Oja is that wrapper that a mother used to hold her baby. They are holding us on their back so that we do not fall. They are defending us. That's what they do. But for you to have that relationship with them because they are judges of this earth, you have to buy it from them. You pay them rent. That's how they function. They don't do Oshofri. They are not anybody can come. You choose to come to them. They have pride though. Hey, let me tell you, your orishas are wonderful. Ifa is beautiful. Ifa is calm. Orishas are. Àwọn Yami, their level of pride is far above their head like this. They are not coming to look for you if you don't look for them. They are sitting where they are. They are like a landlord. A landlord does not, can I ask a question? Yes, you can. A landlord does not go into the street and be looking for homeless people and advertising. You people better come and get a house. You people better not sleep in the snow. They don't do that. Ìgbà tó tí òjò bá pa ẹ́, tí snow bá wá gbogbo yín ẹ̀ báyìí, we go and look for house. You understand what I'm saying? That is how they work. So you are the one that will come to them to come and buy this earth from them. Àràgbé nílé ayé, àwọn ló ń jẹ́ ayé. A máa rà gbé lọ́dọ̀ wọn ni. How do we do that? Through the ètùtù àwọn Yami. You give them, ètùtù is food that you are feeding them. There is liver there, there is kidney there, there is heart, there is intestine, all those oríṣiríṣi ṣàkì, gbogbo inú ẹran that you will pack into the plate and give to your husband because you are about to ask him for 3 million naira to buy human hair. You now cook food that has all sorts of assorted, everything is spicy, everything is, you now give it to him. As he begins to take one okele and he eats, the first one is Edo. He takes the second one is Shaki. He too knows that this woman wants some. Come here, what do you want? No, not can't I just cook my husband's favorite? He's a lie. We all know how it goes. And then you have, when he has now finished eating it, you have turned on AC, he's watching his favorite game, they now happy. Don't you think that that party we are going to on Saturday, so that I can stand out as your wife? Don't you think I should buy this? I just saw this here, and it's not very expensive. It will last for 20 years. You run me. It's what you want to collect. You started with the oríṣiríṣi ṣàkì ẹ̀dọ̀, ara ẹran àti pọ̀nmọ́ tó ti láta. You started with all those ones. It's a journey before you got here. But bó ṣe ń ṣe láyé, bá ṣe ń ṣe láyé ló ṣe ń ṣe lọ́run, bó ṣe ń ṣe lọ́run là ń ṣe láyé. The way things are done in this physical realm is just a replica of what is happening in the spirit. Simple and straightforward. Give àwọn Yami the food that they want. Ra ilé ayé yìí, rà á gbé. Rà á gbé. There is one video of Yomi Fashlanso. He's a Nigerian Yoruba Nollywood actor that went viral at one time. Ó ní tó bá ní kó jẹrin, kó má bàa kú jẹ. Tó bá ní kó jorí àgbò, kó má bàa kú jẹ. Ọ̀rẹ́ tó bá kú, kú gbé ni. I can't interpret it for long and short. If they say you should give it to àwọn Yami so that you can live this earth successfully, give them. If they tell you to give it to àwọn àgbàlagbà so that you can be protected at every time, give them. My friend, if you do not give it to them, whatever happens to you, happens to you. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè bí wọ́n lẹ́jọ́. They are not under any Orisha. They are not the kind of people that they are not under any Babalawo that Babalawo will invoke spirit on them and say, you should go and watch this guy's movie about Àwọn Yami. What's that his movie? Ibrahim Chatta. I think the movie is on Netflix or something. Ibrahim Chatta has a movie that he did earlier this year or late last year about Àwọn Yami. You will understand that they are not under anybody. They are in a class of their own. The rulers of this world, Olodumare gave it to them. They rule it in their own. Somebody, Oshoronga is the title of the movie. Thank you. You should go and watch that movie, Oshoronga. I don't know what platform it's on. You will understand it. So, ètùtù àwọn àgbà, ètùtù àwọn Yami, you give it to them regularly. There are different types. Sometimes they will ask for tinu ẹran, all the assorted that is inside the cow. Sometimes they will ask for okete. That's one of their error. Whatever they ask for, give them. And you don't need for them to ask before you give them. Stop waiting for your landlord to embarrass you for rent before you pay. You are renting this life. You are renting this earth. They are the ones that own it. Don't wait until there is a problem before you do it. Aside from them fixing a problem for you, you need them to be able to protect you in this life. When you offend people and they report you and they say wọ́n ti fi ẹjọ́ èèyàn sùn ayé, that they've reported you to ayé, ayé is àwọn Yami. Let me tell you how it works. Imagine you offended somebody and the person has a mother or a sister or an auntie who is a member of àwọn Yami. And trust me, they are not only in Yoruba land. There are energies and spirits that exist in every part of human. They own this earth the way it is. Every culture, every tribe, every race, every nationality has their own experience of them. In different cultures, they are synonymous with the mothers. That's what they are usually termed when you translate it to English. So don't think that if you run away from Nigeria and you go to China, they are not there. They are waiting for you there. They will welcome you at the POE. They will welcome you there and tell you we are here. So this is how it works. Somebody reports you to them. They go to their meeting at night. They get to their meeting, they sit down. The topic of today is, don't let's say Shegun again. The topic of today is Chiamaka. Is not only men that have been reported. Don't let me be gender biased. The person we have brought before this meeting today is Chiamaka. What did she do? She stole her friend's boyfriend. She stole Ngozi's boyfriend. And she does not know that Ngozi has the backing of àwọn Yami. So, oh yeah, let's have the meeting. And then they give verdict for Chiamaka that this is what is going to happen to her. The way she has stole somebody's man, let her continue to build with a man and then somebody will steal it. That is our verdict. Then Chioma starts. She meets the first guy, promising young man with all the promises of heaven and earth. He's really hardworking. Thank you so much for the gift. The man is really hardworking. And fast, 6 months, Chioma has been built with him. They are doing everything. That's the day that the guy realizes that Chioma is not good. He leaves Chioma. He goes to another girl that was not there when he was sleeping on the floor in a face me, I face you in Abule Egba, but met him in Lekki Phase 1 or in VI or in Maitama or in New York or in London, Edinburgh too. And then he has married her. She goes again to start with another person. Now, in the space of 1 year, she is Bob the Builder. She has built the life and the destiny of different men. Yet, she's not there to enjoy with them. Then she comes to Ifa. Ifa is saying, do it to àwọn Yami. Do it to àwọn àgbàlagbà. She did it first time, second time, third time, fourth time. And then she's saying that, I don't understand what this Ifa is. I've done this. She has gone from one Babalawo to a Yanifa. Then she now comes to your favorite Yanifa. Yanifa, I will tell her, you see. Those Babalawo do not lie to you. They told you the truth. By virtue of the fact that I have been initiated into Awon Yami, I know their activities when I see it. When I do a divination for someone and Awon Yami are the ones that is sitting on that person's case, they have judged that person's case. I know it. And I will tell you, you see, they have given you a 2-year lifespan to experience this thing. And if you do not experience these whole 2 years, it will not stop. But you continue to appease them till you get to that point. But then you are allowed to do a no, we are allowed to speak on your behalf, to beg for you to say, Chiamaka has been dealing with this thing for 1 year. Yami, abiyamọ, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ kì í jẹ́ kọ́mọ ó jábọ́, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ foríjì, ẹ̀yin lábíamọ tó tọ́, ẹ̀yọ́nú yín la béèrè, ẹ̀yọ́nú yín la béèrè. Then we continue to. So we give, now there is a particular kind of ebo and etutu that says, ẹbọ kàǹkà tí ń ka igun láyà. Ẹbọ kàǹkà tí ń ka igun láyà. Igun is vulture. Igun is the bird that receives our ebo, the scavenger bird. That's why we say in Yoruba, Igun ló ti ń jẹbọ ṣálú ayé, àkàlàmàgbò tí ń jẹbọ ṣálú ọ̀run. Igunugu is the one that eats the ebo of the ayé. There is a level of ebo that you will carry, that Igunugu, you look at it and you say, what is this? Who did this? Where is the person coming from? That is the same thing that they wrote in the story of your Solomon in the Bible. Ebologbe, he gave Ebo to the point that the Orishabi, the deity called God, said, what do you want? You will carry that kind of Ebo to go and fix what you have done. It's like you have been owing your landlord, destroying property, and the man is been dealing with you. He's today he will put out your gas cooker. Tomorrow he will turn off the light. Next tomorrow you will go and beg him, and he says, "The only thing I'm going to collect is not rent." Look at the interest that has come on the rent. Then you bring a big gift along. People will follow you and say, "Hey, Dejo, Dejo." Wọ́n ní ẹ̀bẹ̀ là ń bẹ òṣìkà kó jẹ́ ká ráyé gbé. If you understand what that means in English, ẹ̀bẹ̀ òun là ń bẹ òṣìkà kó jẹ́ ká rọ́nà lọ. Please type the WhatsApp number and read the question. Ẹ̀bẹ̀ là ń bẹ̀ wọ́n. So you will now carry that ẹbọ and go and bẹ àwọn tó láyé pé ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ la bẹ̀ yín. Ẹ̀yọ́nú yín òun la béèrè fún lórí lágbájá ọmọ lágbájá. If you are joining on YouTube and you need to connect with me on WhatsApp, you need questions about how to do ebo. If you are joining on YouTube, please read the description, the description of that video. In the description box, you will find all the links. WhatsApp number is there. Ifa College link is there. The link to join the Ifa community is there on YouTube. On TikTok, we have pinned it. What's the question? Eshu is the Orisha that serves as an intermediary between humans and every other spiritual body. Eshu stands as an intermediary between us and àwọn ajogun. Eshu stands as intermediary between us and àwọn Orisha, which is why when we want to give ebo to any Orisha, we put Eshu's own there. We sing, Eshu gbà lọ ẹgbà gbà lọ o, ohun ẹ̀rí ẹ f'Eshu. Eshu gbà lọ. We carry our ebo inside akpe like this and we go, Eshu gbà lọ ẹgbà gbà lọ o, ohun ẹ̀rí ẹ f'Eshu. Eshu gbà lọ. So we give the ebo to Eshu as the intermediary. Between us and àwọn Yami too, Eshu is the intermediary. Is that okay? I have a video, a 4-hour video on YouTube where I explain àwọn Yami in details. Go to the YouTube channel, search Iyanifa Ewa TV on YouTube. Scroll down the video. You will see the one where I talk about and sit down and learn in details. Now, that is another reason why Eshu was the Orisha that was most, how would I use it? Let me use the word bastardized. Eshu was the one that was labeled all sorts of things. It is because of the position that Eshu holds. You want to get in touch with the Orishas, you need Eshu. You want to stand and communicate with àwọn ajogun to send the ajogun away. For those of you that don't know what ajogun is, they are the representations of the evil of this world. Ikú, àrùn, èpè, ẹ̀gbà, oríṣiríṣi bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. There are 7, I think 7 or 8 of them. Àwọn ajogun. Eshu is the one that will collect your ebo and give to the ajogun and tell ajogun to turn their back from you. Eshu is the one that will take your ebo and give to the Orisha and tell the Orishas to fight for you. Eshu is the one that will liaise between you and àwọn Yami. You see, your communication tool, Eshu, they turned it into Satan, into devil, into Lucifer. I don't know what's the correlation between Eshu and Satan. You wrote Bible that has existed before you came to Africa, and you decide to pick one of our Orishas. Is because of the way they want you to look at that Orisha. The one that is most important, the one that Eledumare gave this earth to, which is àwọn Yami, they tell you to run away from them. The one that is going to stand between you and the other Orishas and àwọn Yami, they told you that is Satan. You see how they just decide, because they know once they remove Eshu, there is no communication between the rest of them. Once they tell you not to go to àwọn Yami, the ones that own the earth, you are fighting them. You are fighting Eshu that is supposed to stand as an intermediary between you and the rest of the Orishas and spirits. You are fighting àwọn Yami, the ones that own the earth. Imagine you are in a house. You are fighting the landlord, who is the Yami that owns the house. You are fighting that one. Caretaker or estate agent, that is your communication tool between you and the estate and the landlord. You are also fighting them. Excuse me, sir. Ìgbà wo ń lọ nílé ẹ kúrò nílé? When are you not going to be thrown out of the house? Exactly, so that our connection with our ancestors will be broken. That's why they were smart enough to pick that issue. So once you cannot connect with issue, which other Orisha do you want to get? Is like your phone, phone. Your phone is your communication tool between you and your rest of your family. When you travel to the diaspora or when you are offshore, then they now tell you, you see that phone is a demon, is devil. If you hold that phone, you will not make heaven. If you hold that phone, your life will go down. That phone is antichrist. You now drop the phone. Family members are calling you, you cannot pick. They want to give you information, you cannot pick. They want to ask you how you are doing. You miss them, you cannot talk to them because that has been demonized. So instead of them to tell you each member of your family is a devil, is a demon, they decided to take the communication tool between you and them. That's exactly what they did. So how do we stay on the good side of our Yami? In case you have even done wrong, we are human beings. We can get into the wrong side of life in different ways. How do we get to their right side? By constantly giving them their etutu. By giving their etutu, you are feeding them. Thank you very much for subscribing. By giving them their etutu, you are feeding them. I told you what their etutu contains. Palm oil is there, salt is there, liver is there, kidney is there, shaki is there, all the everything that we call assorted. You are giving it to them, you are feeding them. Do you feed somebody once and for all and go? Do you pay your rent just 1 month and but at least I paid money in January? Excuse me, sir. It's a monthly rent. For those of you that are in Africa where your rent is due, because you paid money, you paid rent in year 2000, you will not pay rent today. The moment your rent expires, your landlord does not know you. He's not going to say, we had a very good relationship. That's 1 year we were together. Your relationship is good, but you are no longer a tenant that is qualified to live in that house. Àràgbé nílé ayé, à ń rà á gbé lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó láyé ni. Kí la fi ń rà á gbé? Ètùtù wa la fi ń rà á. So ètùtù àwọn àgbàlagbà is something that you need to do, whether you are told to do it or not. By virtue of my own life, I've looked at my life and I've seen myself. I know how life is for me. I do ètùtù àwọn àgbàlagbà, ètùtù àwọn Yami every week. Some people do it once in 2 weeks. Some people do it once a month. You are the one that looks at the quality of life. Those of you that know that negativity is fighting you, like people envy you, like you own the world, yet you have not even started anything. You need àwọn Yami to constantly protect you and support you. You know that there is no way you walk through this life and not make mistakes. You need to constantly feed them. So the day they come to report you that you have done something that you really did and you are wrong, they look at you and they say, this one has been feeding us regularly. Your landlord says that this one pays their rents regularly. He doesn't even need me to ask or remind. What happened? Àwọn Yami will call you and they will say, this one that they have come to report Ahmed and Natasha, let's give her a warning. Like African parents will do, that they will pull your ear like this and give you a warning. They will give you small warning. You will feel it that something is happening around you. But because you have been doing your etutu to them regularly, your babalawo is able to see what's happening and tell you something is going wrong. Stop doing this. Stop going here. You give etutu to them to apologize for what he has done. Yes, I can make a divination for you. Let's round this off. We have been stretching beyond 7 o'clock because of those of you that are going to, for those of you that are going to, God doesn't exist. Come back and join us where God exists, where Elizabeth exists. So if you have any question, please post your questions. I would answer. But if you need any further explanation about àwọn Yami, go to my YouTube channel, Iyanifa TV. If you need consultation, you need to know how to give the ètùtù and ẹbọ by yourself. Send a message via WhatsApp. When you see that, just post WhatsApp. Post it again. Let me type. I ask Ifa about me. Yes, you book a divination with Ifa. In the comment section, just the WhatsApp number. I just posted it now. Please, all those comments they are dropping, read it out for me so don't have to bring it over. So today, Odrifa Ose Oyeku taught us about àwọn Yami, who they are. We don't have a WhatsApp group, we have a channel, an Ifa Global Ifa Community channel. Send a message to the WhatsApp number and say you want to join the Global Ifa group. There's so many messages that are popping up. Yeah, read them out. Read it out, please. Ètùtù àwọn àgbàlagbà is ètùtù àwọn Yami is you feeding àwọn Yami. Buying spiritual soap, you are buying spiritual soap for yourself. You are not feeding them by buying spiritual soap. It's like asking me what's the difference between paying your rent and then buying little things to take care of your house. Your landlord does not have any business with what you are buying to take care of your house. You are buying things, you are changing bulb in your house to make your house look finer. You are changing the paint to make it look attractive to yourself. So when you buy soap of Ọṣẹ Ìyọnú, Ọṣẹ Àgbà, you are buying it for your own life, to make your life better. You are not giving, that is not you feeding àwọn Yami and giving them what they are due. Feeding them and giving them what they are due is giving them their ètùtù. Is there two different things? Does that mean when you give ètùtù, you cannot use spiritual soap? If soap is something that works for your ori, it's not a general thing. If it works for your ori, you can use it. It doesn't work for some people. It doesn't work for some people. But what is required of you, irrespective of who you are, is this ẹbọ and the ètùtù àwọn Yami. And it has to be done regularly to give you a place in life, to put your name constantly on their table, so that even when you make a mistake, they can always remember, when it comes to feeding us and taking care of us, that is the point you get to where Yoruba will say, ó ti di ọmọ àgbà, ìwọ ò kì í ṣẹran àgbà. The next question before we go. If you are ọmọ Òòṣà, it means that you have done Itefa. You must have done Itefa. Is your Odu that directed you. So read your Odu, study inside your Odu. What you are supposed to do and you are not supposed to do it is inside your Odu. I don't know how you came up with the idea that you are Omo Orishanla. Whoever it is that told you that you are Omo Orishanla must have given you the do's and don'ts. I will not say something here now and then you say, Iyanifa is the one that said I should not do it. I don't know your Odu. I don't know if you have been initiated into Ifa or into Orisha. If you have, the person that did that for you will read all your Odu, your taboos for you, your Ewo. And if they did not read it, you can take your Odu and study it for yourself. You will see everything here. Send a message via WhatsApp. The person that asked that question about Ogun being your Orisha and how to make Ogun effective, send a message on WhatsApp. We are coming to the end. TikTok said what? There is no relationship. Oshun is Oshun. Orisha Oshun is Oshun. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe is Ìṣẹ̀ṣe. Kundalili and Matata and whatever it is a representation of energies in another life, another culture, another tradition. Mami water is a representation of water, spirit of the water in another culture and tradition. It's not Yoruba. This is Ifa and it's centered around Yoruba spirituality. So what we have here is Oshun, and she's not in a relationship with any other water Orisha anywhere. Is that okay? Yes. So if you are staying with Kondalili, stay with Kondalili. If you are here with Oshun, stay with Oshun. Stop doing Shekusheye. tó bá fẹ́ ṣe kó ṣe kó, tó bá fẹ́ ṣẹyẹ kó ṣẹyẹ. Mixing and matching energies and powers and deities from different parts of the world. Don't do it. It's just this one life you have to live. Sit and focus. How many years do you have to live on earth that you want to be doing? I'm not saying you should not study. Study, get knowledge from everywhere you can. I traveled across the coast of West Africa to get knowledge from Benin Republic to Togo to Ghana. But I am a practitioner of Ifa. This is what I practice. I'm not trying to put African voodoo, West African voodoo, and this one together. Don't do it for yourself. Go and watch my video on YouTube. I sat down for 4 hours to explain that. Go to YouTube, Yanifa Ewa TV, scroll down, you will see the video that talks about àwọn ajogun, àwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ, àwọn Yami. It talks about it, so you can watch it there. Somebody was also saying, what's the difference between what's it called, Olókun and Ọ̀ṣun? Ọ̀ṣun is an Orisha of the Ọ̀ṣun River. Olókun is an Orisha that owns the sea. Okun is called sea in Yoruba. That is the jurisdiction of that Orisha. We have Olosa. Olosa is the ocean, the Orisha of the ocean. That's their own jurisdiction. Yemoja is an Orisha in the water body too. Her jurisdiction is the fresh waters. Different Orishas are involved in the water, that they have their own different jurisdictions. They are separate. Is that all the questions answered? Okay, so let's wrap up today. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ifá, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Odù, àṣẹ èèpà Ifá, àṣẹ èèpà Odù, àṣẹbà fún gbogbo àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀, gbogbo àwọn tó ṣàwó kò sẹ́yìn fáwa. When we come to the end of this, we make our ìwúre. Ìwúre is how we make prayers in Yoruba. How we make our prayers, and our prayers is not we are asking, we are begging. Our prayers is digging up blessing, and we are digging up blessing. So we are going to dig up another blessing. The blessing, remember that our hashtag for this program is what? My blessing is here now. Ashe, it is done. So which blessing do we have here now? The blessing of protection. Ifa has directed us to the ones that owns the earth, that is going to give us this earth. The blessing of owning our space in this earth is what we have found in Ifa today. That blessing says, àwọn Yami, the ones that own the earth, according to ΟΣÉ ՕYÈKÚ, are the ones that have given it to us. So we round off by making Iba and Iwure. If you missed any part of this video, don't miss the Iwure. Do not miss the Ìwúre. Àṣèbà akọ́dá, àṣèbà àṣèdá. Àṣèbà àwọn tó ṣàwó kò sẹ́yìn fún wa, àṣèbà àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀. Àṣèbà àwọn tó tẹ̀ ìlú ìjókà tó tẹ̀. Àṣèbà àwọn tó ṣàwó kò sẹ́yìn fáwa, àwọn tó ṣe tó gbélé wa lọ́wọ́. Àwọn tí ò jẹ́ káwó parun, tí ò jẹ́ kífá parun, àṣèbà. Àní kíbà wá ṣe ọ́. Ẹ̀yin Ìyàmí Ọ̀pàkẹ́ Àlàkẹ́, ẹ̀yin alágogo idẹ, ẹ̀yin arógbaṣọ má balẹ̀, ẹ̀yin ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fún gba ọmọ lọ́mú, ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tí ń bẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì jà, ẹ̀yin olókìkí òru, ẹ̀yin abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀, abiyamọ tòótọ́, ẹ̀yin apanimáyọ̀dà, ẹ̀yin afẹ̀dọ̀jòrò òǹró, àṣèbáyín o, a ní kí bà wá ṣe o. Àwa ti júbà ká tó ṣáwó, àwa ti júbà ká tó bọrí, àwa ti júbà ká tó ṣòrìṣà, àwa ti júbà ká tó ṣefá, a ní kí bà wá ṣe o. Ẹ̀yin Ìyàmí Ọ̀pàkẹ́ Àlàkẹ́, ọ̀rọ̀ yín la mú lẹ́yìn. Àpè yín fúnkú, àpè yín fárùn, nítorí gbogbo orí tí ó péjọ sórí live streaming yìí lẹ́yìn la ṣe pè yín pé kẹ́ ẹ wá yọ́nú sí wa. Ẹ̀yọ́nú àwọn tó láyé la ní, ẹ̀yọ́nú àwọn tó nílẹ̀ òun la béèrè fún, ẹ̀yọ́nú ẹ̀yin Ìyàmí Ọ̀pàkẹ́ Àlàkẹ́ la béèrè fún, ẹ wá yọ́nú sí wa o. Àṣẹ wa ṣe. A ní kẹ́ ẹ yọ́nú sí wa, kẹ́ ẹ gbénú ọkùnrin, kẹ́ ẹ gbénú obìnrin, kẹ́ ẹ yọ́nú sí wa. Tó bá níbi tá a ti tẹ ojú ayé mọ́lẹ̀, ẹ̀yọ́nú yín la béèrè fún. Tó bá níbi tá a ti fẹnu kọ, ẹ̀yọ́nú yín la béèrè fún. Tó bá lẹ́ni tá a ṣẹ̀ tó lóhùn ò ní dáríjì wá, tó wá fi ẹjọ́ sùn ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, ẹ̀yọ́nú yín ni ká la béèrè fún. Ẹ̀yọ́nú sí wa ò láṣẹ ìdùnnú. Àṣẹ. Ẹ̀yin Ìyàmí Ọ̀pàkẹ́ Àlàkẹ́, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ pọnmọ sẹ́yìn tí ò jẹ́ kó jábọ́, a ti wá bá yín lénìí, a ti mọ̀ yín nípò tẹ́lẹ̀dùmarè gbé yín sí pé ẹ̀yin lẹ láyé yìí. A dẹ̀ wá pé ẹ fi ọ̀já yín ẹ fi pọ̀n wá. Abiyamọ tòótọ́ tẹ́ jẹ́ ẹ gbé wa, ẹ dáàbò yín bò wá ní gbogbo ọ̀nà láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ká má ríjà ayé o, ká má ríjà àwọn ajogun, ká má ríjà àwọn òrìṣà, ká má ríjà àwọn amọ́niṣe ní afàìmọ́niṣe ní, ká má ríjà oṣoolé, ká má ríjà àjẹlé, ká má ríjà ọkùnrin obìnrin ọmọdé ní àgbà ní dúdú funfun ní. Ẹ̀yọ́nú yín òun la béèrè fún, ààbò yín òun la béèrè fún, ká má ríjà ayé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àtọmọdé àtàgbà tó wà nínú wa, ká dàgbà ká gbó ká tọ́ òun la béèrè fún.
àṣẹ.
Ká ṣe ilé ayé bó ṣe ń ṣe, ká rówó fi ṣayé, ká rọ́lá fi ṣayé,
àṣẹ o,
ká rí
àṣẹ
ajé
wà,
fi ṣe
àṣẹ
ayé,
wà,
ká rí gbogbo nǹkan tí Elédùmarè fi jíǹkí ọmọ
àṣẹ
aráyé
wà,
ní rere ká fi ṣe ilé ayé
àṣẹ,
òun la béèrè fún. Ká má káwọ́ ná,
àṣẹ,
ká kọ́wọ́ wa má kàn sàlẹ̀ àpò, ká
àṣẹ,
má ná kan tán ká tó rí mi
àṣẹ
òun
o,
la béèrè fún o. Lórí ọmọ, lórí ọkọ, lórí aya, lórí àwọn ọmọ tá à ń ṣe làálàá kòókòó jọ̀ọ́jọ̀ọ́ lé lórí, ká lè bá jèrè wọn
àṣẹ.
òun lẹ̀yọ́nú yín ká béèrè fún.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o.
Ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, ẹ má bínú sí wa, ẹ má pọnmi dà sínú wa, ẹ má bá wa jà.
Àṣẹ.
Àwa ti mọ̀ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe jẹ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Gbogbo ìgbà àìmọ̀ tó kọjá sẹ́yìn, ẹ forí jì wá, ẹ
àṣẹ
yọ́nú sí wa
o,
láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
àṣẹ.
Wọ́n ní kò sí bọ́mọdé ṣe máa jẹ̀kọ́ tí ò ní ra lọ́wọ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ibi tẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ bá ti rá wa lọ́wọ́, ẹ̀yọ́nú yín ni ká béèrè fún láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
àṣẹ o.
Wọ́n ní kò sí bá a ṣe máa ṣọrùn torí wa ò ní mí, ẹ ṣàánú wa, ẹ̀yọ́nú yín la béèrè fún. Ẹ̀yin tó ń láyé, ẹ jẹ́ ká rí ilé ayé gbé.
àṣẹ.
Ẹ jẹ́ káwa náà rí tiwa ṣe nílé ayé.
àṣẹ o,
Ẹ fi ilé ayé yìí, ẹ fi rọ̀ wá lọ́rùn.
àṣẹ wà,
Ẹ fi
àṣẹ
ilé ayé
wà,
yìí, ẹ fi ṣe oore fún wa, ẹ fi
àṣẹ.
ṣègbéga fún wa, ẹ fi ṣe tajé fún wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, ẹ̀yin lápá ni má yọ̀dà o, ẹ má yọ̀dà yín sí wa.
àṣẹ
Ẹ
o,
má ti ẹ̀yìn báyìí, kẹ́ ẹ má fi bá wa jà.
àṣẹ
Wọ́n ní
wà,
bá a ṣe
àṣẹ
náwó
wà,
sẹ́yìn báyìí, a ti sanwó àwọn agbẹ́yìnbẹ̀bọ jẹ kó má bàa bẹbọ tiwa jẹ.
àṣẹ o,
Bá a ṣe ti pinnu láti gbé tutù àti bá a ti pinnu láti gbé pèsè àtètùtù fẹ́yìn ìyá mi, ẹ gbà á.
àṣẹ.
Ibi tí ń jẹbọ ṣáló ayé kó gbẹbọ wa.
àṣẹ.
Kákàlàmàgbò tí ń jẹbọ ṣáló ọ̀run kó gbẹbọ wa.
àṣẹ wà.
Kẹbọ wa fín, kẹbọ wa dà,
àṣẹ.
kẹbọ wa dòdì ọ̀run, ká wá máa yin awo, káwo máa yin ifá, kífá máa yin Elédùmarè nítorí wa
àṣẹ
láṣẹ
o,
Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àdáwọ́lé wa, ẹ bá wa dáwọ́lé.
àṣẹ.
Wọ́n ní gúnyán tó bá gúnyán tí ò bá fi tàwọn ọ̀yà mi ṣe, iyán wọn máa ń dí kókó ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n ní rokàrokà tó roka tí ò fi tẹ̀yìn ìyá mi ṣe, ọkà wọn máa ń rọ̀ pẹ̀tẹ̀ ni.
àṣẹ.
Àwa ti gúnyán lénìí àti fi tiyín ṣe, àwa ti roka lénìí àti fi tiyín ṣe, àwa ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ilé ayé lénìí àti fi tiyín ṣe. Ẹ jẹ́ kí ẹ̀yọ́nú yín, ẹ jẹ́ kó dúró tì wá. Lórí àwọn ọmọ wa, ẹ má jẹ́ kí ọmọ aráyé di ẹrù tálẹ́ abiyamọ ìtú kó má gbé déwájú wa o. Ọmọ aráyé má bọ́ bàtà ọ̀fọ̀ síwájú wa o. Gbogbo bá ṣe ń lù kó máa dún fún wa. Fún gbogbo babaláwo, bàbá lóríṣà, ìyá lóríṣà, lórígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé ibi tá a wà. Iṣẹ́ táwọn ọ̀yà mi ti parí tí wọ́n fẹ̀yọ́nú wọn sí, òun ló máa gbé wá síwájú wa o. Àní bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́ fẹ́ni táwọn ọ̀yà mi ń bínú sí. Àní bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́ fẹ́ni táwọn ọ̀yà mi ń bá jà. Àní fọmọ ṣiṣẹ́, àní fáyà ṣiṣẹ́, àní fọ́kọ àtaya ṣiṣẹ́, àní fara wa gan ṣiṣẹ́.
àṣẹ.
Èyí tẹ́ ẹ ti yọ́nú sí, èyí tẹ́ ẹ fọwọ́ sí, òun ló máa gbé wá
àṣẹ
síwájú
wà,
wa.
àṣẹ
Bá
wà,
a ṣe ń tú, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, ẹ máa bá wa tú.
àṣẹ.
Bá a ṣe ń dé, ẹ̀yin tó láyé, ẹ máa bá wa dé. Bá a ṣe ń lànà, ẹ pè é lọ́nà fún wa.
àṣẹ.
Bá a ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́, ẹ bá wa fèrè sí.
àṣẹ.
Bá a ṣe ń kójọ, ẹ̀yin tó láyé, ẹ̀bẹ̀ lábẹ́ yín, ẹ má dànù fún wa.
àṣẹ o,
Ẹ má da ètùtù àtẹbọ wa, ẹ má dà sí wa láyà.
àṣẹ.
Ẹ gbà lọ́wọ́ wa, kí ẹ fore sí, kí ẹ
àṣẹ.
fàánú sí, kí ẹ
àṣẹ.
fẹ̀yọ́nú sí ní
àṣẹ.
láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
àṣẹ.
Ètùtù odù ọ̀sẹ̀ òyẹ̀kú tá a mú lẹ́yìn, wọ́n ní ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa lóṣù, ẹ̀yin lẹ ní ká máa ṣawo. Àwa dẹ̀ ti wá síwájú yín báyìí, àti wájú bàkà tó ṣawo. Ẹ gba ìbá wa, kí bà má hùn wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àdáwọ́lé wa kó máa yọrí sí rere.
àṣẹ.
Ẹ̀yọ́nú àwọn tó láyé, òun la ní lẹ́yìn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ̀yọ́nú Elédùmarè, òun la ní arí lẹ́yìn. Ẹ̀yọ́nú máa bá èmi àti yín lọ.
àṣẹ.
Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣẹ.
àṣẹ.
Wọ́n ní àbálá alágẹmọ ń dá,
òòṣà òkè nígbà.
Àwa tún ti dábàá mi lẹ́yìn. Òrìṣà òkè kó wá bá wa fàṣẹ sí.
àṣẹ.
Wọ́n ní àwíṣẹ òun ní ti fá, àfọ̀ṣẹ ní tọ̀rúnmìlà. A ti wí lẹ́yìn o, Ifá orí wa ní o, Ifá ti bá wa
Èèpà
ṣe.
Ifá.
Ifá orí wa ní o, Ifá ti bá wa fàṣẹ sí. Lórí igun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé níbi tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń gbóhùn mi, wọ́n ní afẹ́fẹ́ bá fẹ́ ó máa kan bí oko lára ni. Gbogbo ìwúre tá a ti ṣe léyìí kó kàn yín lára.
Àṣẹ o.
Tọkọtaya láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ó ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó ti ṣẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ o, àṣẹ. Thank you very much for joining us again today on Ashe for Today. This program airs every morning, 6 a.m. Nigerian time, 1 a.m. on the EST, on our YouTube channel, Yami TV, and on the TikTok channel, Ifa College. If you want to register for Ifa College to learn more about Ifa and Isheshe, about Yoruba culture and spirituality, Yoruba herbalism, and different parts of it, register at Ifa College. The link is on the description box in YouTube. The link is on the bio on TikTok, ifacollege.ng. Please type it in the comment section. If you need a consultation, you want to know how to make your etutu, you need to ask questions that are personal, send a message via the WhatsApp number that is now showing on your screen. Onírúṣe, ọlọ́bẹ̀ ṣe, ẹ̀yin tá a bá wa jẹ́ náà, tẹ́ bá wa jẹ́ náà, ẹ kú àìbínú. Èmi ni olóòtú ètò, orúkọ mi ni Ìyánífá Awóbánkẹ́fà, tí gbogbo ènìyàn mọ̀ sí Ìyánífá Ẹwà, olùdarí àtàlákòóso Ifá College àti Ẹwà Head. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀, ẹ̀yin la máa bá, àwa náà lẹ máa rí. Ẹ ṣé, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè wọn ò ní fẹ́ lòmíì ṣe wá. To all our gifters, ọwọ́ yín ò ní kàn sàlẹ̀ àpò. Àpò ṣàṣàmúrà ìgbẹ́, àpò yín ò ní gbẹ fówó, kò ní gbẹ fọ́lá, kò ní gbẹ fájé, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àbùdí ní tolókun, àbùdí ní tọlọ́sà, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bù á máa dí.
Àṣẹ.
Ajé will make it easy for you. Ajé will stand by you.
Àṣẹ.
Thank you very much once again, and I will see you. Is tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Friday. I will see you tomorrow. So the program airs Monday to Friday, just Monday to Friday. We take a break on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we come for our Sunday morning live streaming where we farabalẹ̀ learn about Ifa. 12 noon Nigerian time on Sunday is our Sunday morning live streaming. And that will be 7 a.m. on the EST. If you have not subscribed on the YouTube channel, please rush. Make sure you don't fall as you're rushing. Rush to YouTube channel Iyanifa Ewa TV and subscribe. You listen to me as I make Iwure. You want to be able to do it. Learning to pray the right way in Ifa and Sheshe is something you have to learn. Here we don't beg, we don't wish, we don't pray. We beg. Oh God, just have mercy. No, we make declaration based on precedence. How do you know what precedence matches with situation? That is why you should register for praying the right way in Ifa and Isheshe. If you are on TikTok, go to the bio, you will subscribe. Subscribe and make the payment. It's just a token, it's 2,500 naira. And you will have access to the videos where I have taught both in Yoruba and in English how to make Iwure. If you are on YouTube, go to the profile, you see join, click on it to join. If you have a problem with subscribing on either of the platforms, just send a message via WhatsApp. We have a global Ifa community, people of like mind, doing the same thing that you do, learning about the Orishas. In the description box on YouTube, you'll see the link to say join the global Ifa community. Click on that link and join the community. If you are on TikTok, it is also in the bio, or you can send a message via WhatsApp and join. Thank you very much for joining us today. Ifá gbè wá o, Ìṣẹ̀ṣe á gbè wá, àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí wọ́n á gbè wá. Wọ́n ní Ifá ó bá ní ṣe, Elédùmarè ó bá ní ṣe, àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn
kí wọ́n bá ní ṣe.
Ifá ó bá ní ṣe,
Elédùmarè ó bá ní ṣe,
àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn wọ́n bá ní ṣe. Ifá
Orí
bá
mi
wa
rèé o,
ṣe o,
orí mi rèé o.
Elédùmarè á bá wa ṣe, àwọn tó ṣàwò kù sẹ́yìn fáwọn àwọn bá wa ṣe.
Àṣẹ
Ó ti di
o.
àwọn ará iwájú òun la ṣe wá ṣe fáwọn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o.
He favoured the people. It worked for the people ahead of us. That is why Ifa is still here till today. That's why we are still doing Ifa. Ifa will work for us. Ifa will favour us.
Àṣẹ o.
Ifa will give us blessing. People around us will look at us and they will say, see how he's moving like he has everything all worked out. Yes, Ifa ló ń gbè wá. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe ló ń gbè wá. Àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ ló ń gbè wá. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa túbọ̀ máa gbè wá.
Àṣẹ.
Ifa ò nítorí tiwa bàjẹ́.
Àṣẹ.
Awo ò nítorí tiwa bàjẹ́.
Àṣẹ o.
Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Until I come your way again tomorrow. I remain yours, Yami Farewa.